Welcome back to Blacks in Motion, and I want to start talking about the BCS polls, where they stand, and what my prediction is going to be for the national championship game and the winner. So right now, the BCS standings stand at the number one team being the Florida State Seminoles, led by Jameis Winston with his 3,400 yards passing and his 35 touchdowns. And look, this guy's a redshirt freshman. He's amazing. And yes, he is the Heisman leader. He's in a little trouble right now off the field, but we'll see how that plays out. Hopefully it won't affect the Seminoles going forward. At number 2 was the Ohio State Buckeyes, led by Braxton Miller. This guy is a dual threat quarterback at the prime, at his fullest. He can pass, he can run, and he's accumulated 1,700 passing yards with also 21 touchdowns. Coming in at number 3 are the Auburn Tigers, which I just talked about in the previous segment. They're a great balanced team. They're coming out of the SEC, a great conference, and they're led by running back Trey Mason, who has accumulated 1,317 yards rushing the ball, great numbers, with 18 touchdowns. He's averaging 5.6 yards a run. That's almost some Heisman type numbers now, seeing as that he's on the radar. Coming in at number 4 are the losers of that game, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now, me personally, I really don't like that. I don't think they punish Alabama enough. Why? You lose a game before your conference championship and you only drop to number 4. You should have dropped to like number 5 or 6. If it was anybody else, that's what would happen. But because they're great Alabama, they always seem to kind of stick around and have a very, very, very narrow chance of actually having somebody bump their head and put them in the national championship game. But their national championship hopes of doing a three-peat should be done. And rounding out the top 5 is the Missouri Tigers. I'll just say kind of the surprise team of this year. After their second year in the SEC, a lot of people didn't give them a chance. But these guys are going to the championship game for that conference against Auburn. Now, if they win, there's no reason why they shouldn't be sitting up at number 3 behind Florida State and Ohio State. Now, since I say that, that's exactly what I think is going to happen. Believe it or not, I think Missouri is going to beat Auburn. I really do. I think that they're going to continue their type of play and wield that dominance upon Auburn and shock the world and win the SEC conference, which should land them with a number 3 position in the polls. Why number 3? I think Ohio State is going to win their last game. They'll finish the season undefeated again for 2 years in a row. And I also believe the same for Florida State, who's actually playing Duke in their championship game. That's right, Duke, and we're not talking about basketball. They're going to win out as well and stay undefeated. So the top 2 teams are going to be Ohio State and Florida State. If there's a slim chance that Auburn does win and they do beat Missouri, look for them to possibly leapfrog Ohio State and become number 2. I wouldn't agree with it only because Ohio State should be and will be undefeated. So in my championship game, I have the Florida State Seminoles and the Ohio State Buckeyes. And if you ask me who's going to win, my favorite team from the early 90s, the Tomahawk Chop. That's right, the Florida State Seminoles are going to be the national champions behind the Heisman winner, should be winner, Jameis Winston at quarterback for the Seminoles. You heard it here first. Blacks in Motion, Cliff is telling you, the Florida State Seminoles are the best, well-rounded team, most complete team in the nation, and they will be hoisting up the trophy at the end of the season. I already know some of y'all disagree with me, so please hit me up in my email. I want to hear everything you have to say, all the trash talk, all the Bama fans, all the Auburn fans. I want you to let me have it, because I'll come back here and I'll let you have it. Or should I say, I'll debate it with you through the camera. Hit me up at my email, cliff@blackvideonews.com. Until next time, always stay logged on and love us right here at Blacks in Motion.